So, okay, I think we're live. Okay, okay. Hey, hey, I think we're live. I think,
Hey, yeah, hey.
okay, but nobody's out there unless if you can hear and see us right now, you're probably on the recording. So we're saying hey to everybody who's not here live. But
Yeah.
by now, some people might have jumped on live, especially if they've been sitting there waiting. I'm pulling up I see us on. I see us on.
I don't see us yet. I don't see us yet. I'm refreshing my
Ooh,
Facebook.
Flo is there.
Hey, Flo. Wait, why can't I see folk? Let me keep refreshing my Facebook.
Yeah, I don't see him on here yet. I saw him on my phone.
Interesting. Where are we? Where are we?
We're gonna go live. We are live. Oh,
We getting this technical thing together, y'all. Excuse us.
ooh,
See
all
if I can spell
right.
page.
Hey, Diana. Diana's there. Yeah,
There we are.
I'm not seeing any comments over here. That's weird. I
Okay,
just,
hold on.
oh, there we go. I see. All right.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
I heard
I see you
myself.
now.
Yay! Woo-hoo. We miss being here. We
I
miss
know,
being.
right?
Oh my goodness. So there's 5 or 6 people popping on. Give us a thumbs up if you want. Let us know where you're watching from.
Okay.
If you're live, if you're in the archive of replay, you can still post. We'll see that. Vacation was great, Diana. I'll talk about it a little bit once we get some more people here. So yay.
That.
Yay. Are you seeing anything yet, V?
Um, yes, I see us. I'm just trying to get the chat together. Okay, there we go. Thumbs up from Los Angeles.
Sue.
Sue.
Yay, Sue, Los Angeles.
Okay.
Live chat. Thumbs up. So yeah. So V, what's been going on? What's happening? What's shaking? Besides
Um,
that hair.
yes, this got her hair did. Y'all can see, got a little it's emerald and sapphire, so green and blue. And I'm excited because I leave for Ireland this Friday.
Ooh, let
So
me do it.
excited!
Let me do air horn.
Can't hear
Did
anything,
you
but
hear
you
it?
know.
No.
Yeah. I just kind of time it and just go with it.
When you see me do it, you know to do it. Oh,
So yeah, I'm going on a retreat,
yes.
a ghosty witchy retreat with with Jenna Matlin, and Taya Trussler from Intuitive Directions, I think is her company. Starts with a D. Or Intuitive Destination, something like that. But it's in Ireland. I'll be there for 10 days. We're doing things like dream interpretation and mediumship with tarot and psychometry. I think tea leaves are in there. Um, and of course, visiting all the places, Cliffs of Moher, um, uh, Bridget's Well.
So my grandmother on my dad's side, her last name is Moore. So
Nice,
so we could be related. Some of those
nice.
Moores. And Osborn is so British. Tell my people I said hey.
I shall. Um, and some other places that I can't think of right now, and they are, I said Bridgeswell, Hill of Tara, the Stone,
The Blarney Stone?
the Blarney Stone, but the Stone,
Hinge.
kind of sort of, but it's not Stonehenge, but it's that. Yes,
Oh,
the,
because there
the
were
Stone
many of those.
Ring. Can't think of the name. Um, and so different places, and going to Dublin and Adair.
Wow.
And so yeah, so I'm super excited. This land has been calling me since I was 6 years old. I can't tell you why, but sis about to be in there like, okay, tell me what's going on. Why have you been calling me since I was 6? What am I supposed to know?
Wow. And why
So,
now? Why now?
and it's funny because I originally planned to go for my 40th birthday because I said I want to wake up in a castle on my 40th birthday. That
Mm,
was what I wanted to give myself. But I turned 40 in 2020, and the world was like, no, everybody sit down.
yeah.
So I was just like, okay, fine. So not going. And then this retreat came up, and it was just like, this, I had to wait 2 years, for whatever reason to now go. And now there's a whole retreat. Before it was just me planning some stuff to do, but now I have a reason and visiting ghosty sites and Ghost tour and the whole shebang, all laid
Wow.
out. All I have to do is pay money, which is like the stuff that I like to do. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to plan it. Just tell me where to send the money, and I'll show up at the time that stuff is happening.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
So yeah, so
Oh,
I'm excited.
so I gave you a little tease of what happened to me over the last couple of weeks, and
Mhm.
just so the vacation was amazing. But so Friday, March 11th, I was
Mhm.
walking into a Starbucks, and I remember looking down at this dog, just kind of a mutt, and I said, in my head, I thought, those, hey, Tricia, I said, that dog's eyes are gorgeous. They were white like a husky, when it wasn't a husky,
Mhm.
and it had a red vest on like a therapy dog. And I'm
Okay.
walking, and next thing I know, I'm just walking to go, not just on the regular sidewalk, there at a little cafe table. Next thing I know, I'm looking down, and the dog has attacked my right hand. So now I have three puncture wounds, and I gently, just calmly pulled his jaw off of me. And a woman walks over, and the man was there, and he didn't say anything. I don't think he spoke English. So the woman walks over, and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yes, I'm okay." I said, "But the next person might not be so nice, and they might have your dog put down or something." And I said, "But I'm okay." So I walked inside. I soaked it up, cleaned it up. And as I'm in there, I literally heard, "Go back out and ask if the dog has rabies shots." So I went back out. By now they're in the car. There's a muzzle on the dog. The dog's
Mhm.
staring at me. And I said, "Tell me the dog has its rabies shot." She said, "Oh yeah, it does, it does." I said, "You're telling me that dog has its rabies shot?" She said, "Yes, it does." And I didn't get license plate. I didn't get named, didn't do anything like that. I learned a valuable lesson. So flash forward the next morning, Stefano, one of our cats, having a urinary problem. So I'm sitting in the emergency room with him for almost 4 hours. And I remember saying to him, "Stefano, even us humans, sometimes we have to get shots and we have to take medication." And so, I'm just having this conversation with him with all this time. And, so bring him home. We had to give him medication for the next like 7 days while we're on vacation. That
Mhm.
night I'm having dinner, and my throat was hurting a little bit. And I said, "Dave, I said, my throat's hurting. Maybe it's just, because I've been tired or whatever." And then he says, "You don't think it has anything to do with the dog bite?" And I was like, "Do, do, do, do." Sometimes Google is not your friend, but it
It's
was a
never
good thing.
your friend. No.
People, if you don't know what happens if a human has rabies, you die. It's just that simple. You don't recover. So I literally looked at him and I said, "I'm very scared right now." I said, "We're going to finish our dinner and we're going to go somewhere." And I tried to get into the emergency care for kids, and they wouldn't take me. So I went to the emergency room. It was a $200 copay, and the doctor was so nice. It was my company, and the doctor was
Okay.
like, "Oh, honey, just because you got to get 4 shots." I said, "Just get your shots when you're in DC. It's not going to upset your vacation." So put my mind at rest, because I'm thinking, first the cat, then me. Are we screwing up this vacation? Because we postponed it from like a year ago when Omicron.
Right.
So it was like, why can't I get to DC like you trying to get to Ireland? And so I come home. I had big old tetanus shot here, big old antibiotics here. They put 5 cc's directly into the two wounds and the rest into this arm. So I got 6 shots that night, and I'm telling
Okay.
Stephanos, sometimes we humans have to get them. So that was day zero, Saturday. We leave the next morning. So on the third day, I have to find an emergent care. I made an appointment the day we got there. Got it done. Didn't charge me a copay. Still hoping that they don't. On
Nice.
day 7, I had to go back and get my third one. Then I come home and I'm trying to find one, and no emergent care anywhere. And I tried all of them, do the rabies shots for humans. The only place that does it is like Orange County Health Center. They're not
Mhm.
open on Saturdays. And the 14th day, my last one was on Saturday, so I had to go back to the emergency room. I said, "Hey, I'm
Good.
back." And they're like, "And that's $200 more."
Ah,
So I'm healthy. I'm alive. I'm okay.
that's
And I
that's
had an
it.
amazing vacation. It was awesome. It was awesome, but
Great.
just bizarre. Just
Uh-huh.
bizarre. Oh, just bizarre.
That's a
So,
lot.
and the good thing is, I don't really have an aversion to shots. So all of it was just like, she's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." That's just weird. I can feel it bubbling up in my skin, you
Mhm.
know, where I know. So, oh, getting that politically discount. Yeah, something up there. I don't know. But yeah, just a bizarre experience. But yeah, so I'm good. So the car, I'm using the Legacy deck tonight. V, what are you using? I know
Look,
what you're using.
it's Aries season and it's about fire, and we're gonna get spicy tonight. So I'm using the erotic tarot.
Hold on. Let me do the.
Yes, I absolutely love this deck. It is inclusive of um, gender, non-binary, race, ability. It has it all. It has it all. Sexuality, sexual preference, like it's everything that you can think of.
Nice.
I love, so I hope, and it's only the court cards and the majors, because it's a pip deck.
Okay.
So there's candles, which are the wands. There's shells, which are the cups. Feathers are the swords, and roses are the pentacles. So it's
Oh,
just it's just a pip deck, but the major and the majors and the court, chef's kiss,
well, I'm setting the intention that we have nothing but majors in court.
baby. Let me
If it's
tell you,
a night of Pip, I'm gonna be disappointed. So
me too. I'm
and
like
and
Rich.
and Trish, yeah, I remember walking somewhere in DC and I'm like, I smell pot. I smell pot. And then I forget who I was talking to, maybe the Uber driver or something. He goes, "Oh yeah, pot's legal." He said, "You'll see police smoking on the street." I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
But I remember walking by and literally people were just smoking a joint on the street. I'm like, "Well, all right,
And here
DC,
we are.
y'all
This is
getting
where
something right up here."
we're. Mm-hmm.
But we average 19,446 steps a day.
No, whoa.
So in 10 days, we almost got to 200,000 steps. So I almost averaged 20,000 a day. So I lost 2 pounds. I stayed real good to my diet and just had an amazing time. The last day we got to see the cherry blossom. So it was, I love that city. I tell you, I was really drawn to it. And I know I said this to you before and some of y'all might have heard me, but sometimes when I go on vacation, I feel like I'm literally just there for my energy to trail around and spread fairy dust.
Yep.
So who knows? Who knows? We end up going some wild places. Yes, some serious walking.
I just want to add, I think it was Diana that asked me about hooping. I'm still
Mm.
hooping. And I can announce that since November, I've lost 18 pounds. So I'm super excited about that.
Yay! And I'm right
Uh,
behind you half. I'm down 9 pounds in the last 9 weeks.
okay, yes.
There's our company's doing a cool program called Wonder, WONDR, and it's an app, and it's not a diet, but it's like the coaching and the
Hmm.
so yeah. And I went back to counting my calories, and yeah,
Gotcha.
good for you.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Mine, it's been about emotional weight. So doing my
Ooh,
taboo work and learning about emotions and transmuting them and shifting them and sitting with them, and um that has been a game changer. Just, I'm an emotional eater, and when I sit with my emotions and process them and ask them, where is this really coming from? What is this really about? How can we switch this energy versus I feel good, let me get something good to eat. I feel
yeah,
bad, let me get something good to eat. I'm anxious, let me get something to eat. So I've been actually doing different things, and so that has helped as well. So still eating, but
yeah.
just not as much. So
And I'm going to ask this baited question.
mhm.
Are you using this work for any of your clients or anything like that? So,
I'm getting started.
okay, okay.
Because we learned a great program, Chrono Mapping. I don't know if I talked about it the last time I was here, but Chrono Mapping was our first really in-depth modality, and basically what it is figuring out what charge you have right now, whether it be fear or anxiety or
Mm,
whatever, something that you're wanting to transmute or lessen or whatever. It's talking about that emotion, but then using elements of hypnosis to do a past life regression or an exploration. And it could be this lifetime, a past lifetime, to the origin of that emotion.
mm.
And then seeing in the different lifetimes where it has kind of traveled and where it has picked up, and then transmuting it and taking the edge off of that emotion for the present.
Beautiful.
And so I've done some with a couple of clients. I have done it, but I'm going to really talk more about it when I get back. Um, but they've told me, they're like, you know what, I don't feel the same emotion anymore. Like it just feels different. Like when I think about these patterns or these things that have happened in my life, and I felt that way, it was like I just don't feel it anymore. Like it just went
Yeah.
away.
And because I've done hypnosis, and that's an NLP technique. Like, well, I shouldn't say it is a technique, but it's like there's this moment where, like with Bart, I desensitized the event.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I had that night of him, and then I had 2 days of sadness. I couldn't get past that back to the good stuff.
Yep.
So I took the moment when he was whining and crying, and we spent 17 minutes driving carefully as fast as we could to the vet, and then we said goodbye. And the NLP technique is like you sit in the movie theater and you watch the scene forward and backwards, then you
Mm-hmm.
dull it out, gray it out, then you put a
Yep.
different soundtrack. Like I took his whining and crying out and put in a different soundtrack, and the event is still there, because typically in
Mm-hmm.
hypnosis you don't want to erase something.
Exactly.
Some people do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that would be your ethical choice to do that.
Right.
But my training was like, you don't erase it, you desensitize yourself to the event, which is
Mm-hmm.
what a lot of other psychologists and therapists are doing with binaural beats.
Yes. Okay. I love
Yeah,
binaural.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So really interesting. So I asked the beta question because I figured one day, and there's some people probably watching that are going to be like, I need to do that with you, V.
Yep.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna promote it more when I come back. Is um just for time purposes and just being able to actually schedule and not saying, oh yeah, well in 2 weeks we can do this.
yeah.
People like to have it happen rather sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm feeling that because right now I'm literally, you can't get a session until the last days of May. I'm 2 months out.
Wow.
And part of it is with
Nice.
the new job, I've got some evening commitments, and then I was on a 10-day vacation. But
Yep.
also, I'm attracting some good stuff right now. So we talked a little bit
Hmm.
about that before. Oh, and
Yep.
also, I was in DC. I was really drawn to the runes, and I kind of started reading some things as we sat in bed at night and falling asleep. And I said, "Runes, come find me whenever you're ready." Because I went online. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do what I always do: buy something and then never use it. I said, if you want me, find me. So Sunday, when I was buying valerian root for the kitties, which, by the
Hmm.
way, people, if you don't know valerian root for your cats, oh my gosh, it
Is
is
it
it's
mellow for them? It mellows them out.
well, it's
Yeah.
and I put it down the ground, and Sebastian was sniff, 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 and the next thing I know, he's rolling in it, like, like catnip, except it does the opposite. It slows him down rather than amps him up.
Yeah.
So, but tonight I pulled this, and these are handmade little wooden ones.
I love it.
Um, this is, I'll probably butcher the pronunciation. It's either Algiz or Algiz, letter Z, but this is elk, and this is protection, support, wisdom of the universe. But
Mm.
I also pulled the death card tonight for our session with with the legacy deck. So, and you pulled, what card did you say you pulled?
I pulled the eight of candles. No, the eight of shells, which is the eight of cups, which also has that leaving things behind that no longer serve, that element of transformation, moving to the
Mm,
next space.
yeah,
So,
and that's Pisces and Mars, I believe, if I remember correctly.
mm, I don't know
Maybe if,
offhand.
yeah. So, well, cool. Hey, Linda. And anybody else miss? Kimberly, hello. I think I said hey to everybody else. Woohoo. So, we got a good group tonight. So, it's that time. So, we are going to get into some readings. Dee and I will each pull a card for you. So, because we've been gone for 2 weeks, just, you know what? If you want a reading, type the word me in the
Just go
chat.
for it.
Let's do it. So, the first 8 people to type the word me, that's giving us permission to read you, and we will dive in with the erotic legacy.
Woo, woo.
The divine erotic legacy. That's what we're doing tonight.
There we go.
All right, so Sue is
So,
number one.
Trisha,
Trisha, Trish the dish.
boom, 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 boom.
Bum, da, 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 da,
Kimberly,
da. Kimberly. Do I see Susan? Susan.
Susan, yep.
So far, Sue, Trish, Kimberly, Susan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got 4 more slots.
Stacy,
Stacy. Hi, Stacy. It's good to see you.
Diana,
Diana. I've got a lot of songs in my head because Diana, I went to Dirty Diana from Michael Jackson.
Dirty Diana.
Susan, I went to My Name Is Not Susan by Whitney.
I
Was that
can't.
was that Whitney? No. Or was that
Yeah,
Fergie?
no, Whitney.
Whitney. Oh, Fergie is My Name Is Not Stacy, right?
I don't even know that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even
Ah,
know that about
two more
Fergie.
spots. Two more spots. If you're a fly on the wall, I know there's at least 8 of you out there. And if you don't want one, it's okay. But all you got to do is type the word me to give us permission to give you a one card reading from each. So, Kimberly, I have to say your whole name. Kimberly Jean Moore. That's a name where I feel like I need to say the whole name. I love it. There's a few people, I see their name, and I'm like, oh, I got to say all three, like Sarah Jessica Parker. All right, two more. Going once, going twice. I'm gonna give you
I
30. Gonna give you 30 seconds, and then we're gonna dive on in.
was gonna say sold, but not yet apparently.
Yeah, no, no, yeah. Oh, Cecilia.
Cecilia. Hey, Cecilia.
All right, we got our 7.
And
Courtney.
Courtney.
Okay, Courtney. We're done. We got 8.
All
All
right.
right, so um, all right, so let's do this. So Sue, you're up. You're first. You don't need to do anything. Just receive. Just receive.
Just Sue.
Sue. Sue. My my hands are like either like really clean or because they don't grip the cards very well tonight.
Oh. Oh, wait, you can pick our numbers.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna go with 6 today. Never a
okay.
number I never pick.
Yeah, and I picked 5.
All right, let's see here. Sue. Oh, yes. All right. All right. All right, Sue. Here we have the high priestess. I have to make sure I get out of the way so you guys can see this. Um, so this high priestess, I love her. I love her. I love her. Make sure I'm in the camera frame. There we go. Um, so we have this woman, she's looking in this mirror and really admiring herself, you know. And so what this is saying is that it's time for you to really admire who you are, to recognize who you are, everything that you know, everything that you feel. Trust and believe that. You don't have to wait for somebody to co sign your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings. This is saying that you are in charge of all of those things. I love it. There's this balloon with the moon. So it's like this kind of celebration of your own intuition. She has her crown on. She knows she looks good. So this is saying that you know what you know. Stick with that. Feel good in it. All right. Show off with it if you choose, but this is really the celebration of you beginning or furthering the journey of trusting yourself and being confident in it. Okay. I got to figure out with my good camera. There we go. In the
There
middle.
you go. And then for me, bum bum bum, 4 of Cups. All right, and I love this one. And this is, V said some things about, receive it, accept it. And the 4 of Cups can be about hesitation. I've hardly ever said lazy or laziness, but it could be that in the like the traditional rider way, it kind of looks almost like defiant laziness, kind of like hands crossed, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
But this guy is like, I'm thinking about it. I'm pondering it. I'm over analyzing the shit out of this. And it's like, no, reach up and take that cup. You've got your 4 down here. Bring in that practicality, that formation, that building number 4 energy. Very emotional. And I almost feel like with what V was saying, especially with the mirror, I really was struck with the mirror because the mirror makes me feel a little watery and emotional too. So it's almost like this 4th cup will really help complete you. And
Mhm.
I'm seeing like, I'm going to put the card down. I'm seeing like an honoring one of your emotions that is kind of left out or compartmentalized because it either scares you a little, makes you feel uncomfortable or something. So I feel like you're processing a lot emotionally, and go ahead and bring that 4th cup in. And I think the fear, this is spirit talking now, I think the fear of bringing that 4th cup in, that 4th emotion, whatever that may be, is it's going to complete things. And then you're going to be like, well, now what do I do? Where do I go next? You know, it's almost like, and the example I'm getting is like, I'm not going to drive my last child off to college. And if I don't drive them off to college, then they're not going to go. And I don't have to admit that I am now an empty nester. It's like that kind of a thing. It's like, nope, I'm not going to take that last emotion because then I have to admit that it's finished,
Mhm.
it's built, it's done.
Yep.
So yeah. So
Yep.
so Sue, I hope that resonated with you. and let us know. And also, if you are watching this in the archive, or you came on a little late and you did not get a number, Linda, sorry, then you can choose another one with them. Like V is piggybacking on number 6. I'm going to piggyback on number 5 with Stacy. We just did number 1, so you can piggyback, and you don't have to tell us what your number is. You can just silently say, okay, that makes it, or that, pick a number, or pick like several numbers. If you
Yeah.
got a couple, like you can say, okay, my relationship is number 4, my job is number 5, my body is number
Mm,
7, and then just see what it says. Okay, Sue says very interesting. I understand. Yay!
okay.
All right, Trish, you are next.
All right, Trisha. And so for you, we have the 5 of candles. Get the center. So the 5 of candles here is the 5 of wands. Okay. And so with this 5 of wands, or this 5 of candles, fives are always a number of that conflict, that chaos. But the fives are also a breaking point. And so with these candles or these wands here, it feels like there's this breaking point to liberation of your element of standing your ground, being spicy, holding on to what you feel really revved up or fired up about. People might not, you know, um, expect it from you, or you might get into the beginnings of, no, this is what I want. And then at some point you end up backing down and just saying, you know what, I don't want to fight, whatever, just take it, we'll do whatever you want type of thing. But this is actually talking about standing in that energy. It feels very Aries to me, standing in that fire. And because something is meant to break within you, that allows you to be free with your expression of whether it be spiciness or feistiness, or leading, so to speak, with your energy. Okay. So all day, every day. So yeah, so this is if you feel it and there's it's work. Okay. Yeah. If it's a conviction in you and you feel it, don't release it. Hold on to it. Fight for what you want. Okay?
And then Trish, from my side, oh, the Hangman. And I will
Interesting.
say, yeah, I know, because these are almost opposites,
Yeah.
but I feel like what Spirit is saying is, be willing to go fight for the long haul. This is not going to be just a quick fix. I mean, I can imagine when the butterfly goes, I mean, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, they're not just like, okay, I'm ready to die to myself. No, it's probably like, okay, wait, what?
Yeah.
Here's what Spirit just dropped in my head. This is what each of us humans do when we finally realize we're human. We kind of go, who the hell would have signed up for this? But we're like, nope, it's too late. You signed up
We're
for it. You got to go. So be willing to stay in it for the long haul, and be willing to, when it feels like time is just dragging on, know that that's okay. That's
mm,
part of the process. So I know you said it's work, and you said every day, every day. I'm always fighting. Yeah, but this does not mean don't fight. This just, I think, right here in context, it means, be willing to fight for the long run, the long
mhm.
haul. This is not going to be a quick fix, I feel like. Yeah. So, all right.
It just feels like, even though you're always fighting, it feels like this stall, like they're trying to stall you out to make you stop, or to
Yeah.
just you don't push any further. But mm-mm. Look.
Yeah. No. You got it. You got this. All right. It never is. All right. Kimberly is next. Trisha and any of you number twos. I hope that resonated with you. And that's the 4 of Cups keeps popping out.
Really?
Quick,
Quick.
don't stick. I love it. All right.
All right.
Kimberly's and number threes.
Kimberly, here we have the 4 of roses, which is the 4 of pentacles. Um, and so with this 4 of pentacles, this is asking you, um, what are you trying to control and hold on to? Okay. Um, and I don't know if this is whether you're saving and you're putting things away, but at the same time, kind of not allowing yourself, because that can happen as well. It's like, no, I have to, put this away, I have to squirrel this away, and I can't splurge on myself. I can't do anything nice for me. Um, or this is saying that, spring cleaning, I always bring up spring cleaning when I think of the Four of Pentacles or the Four of Roses. Um, because there's this, what do you need to let go of? This can be a card of hoarding, so looking through, what can I release? What can I get rid of? What is creating stagnant energy so that I don't have anything new coming in? When we hold on tightly to things and our hand is closed, the universe is like, oh, you're good. You don't need anything else. But at the same time, you're hoping and you're wanting and wishing for more, but you're just so very controlled in what you have and this feeling of scarcity. So this is saying, open your hand a little bit, allow for the flow to happen, and you will always be taken care of and provided for. There will always be more coming. Okay. So,
And then from me, the Nine of Cups, which is the wish card, card of abundance, manifesting.
mhm.
So what V just ended off with, like, if this card had been pulled up right with that, it would have been perfect, because
Yep.
this is believing and trusting. And I'm being told, one of my standard things I say about manifesting: manifest from your heart, from your emotions. A lot of times I love vision boards and things like that, but as long as a vision board is still spawning and creating that good emotional vibe, then wonderful. But if you look at the vision board, you're like, I still don't have that. That's dense energy. So
Mhm.
if it keeps reminding you of the joy of it, the fun of it, great. So work from your emotions. If you're trying to manifest a new job, just imagine how good it feels to wake up in the morning. When your feet hit the floor, you're like, I'm going to my new job. It's going to feel good. Don't imagine where it is, what it is, how much you make, anything. Let spirit and the universe supply you with something that
Yes.
matches the emotion. So the greater the emotion you can have, the bigger it can be. Because sometimes if we, this, I want this kind of a relationship, I want them to be this age and this much money, then we're limiting. We might have something better. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so definitely, Kimberly, let us know. And V, I don't know if you saw Karen saying, "Hey from Ireland."
Karen, I'm so excited. I'll be there on Friday. No, yes. No, Saturday morning is when I'll be there.
Yeah, you
Uh,
missed the opening. V is going on a big long retreat in Ireland.
I leave Friday. I get there Saturday morning, and I'm there for what, 10 days.
She's
Leave on the
staying in a
18th,
castle.
and I'm staying in a castle. I'm so excited.
So, Kimberly, thank you. And Tricia, you are welcome. You are
Yes,
welcome.
yes.
Ooh, all right, Susan is next, and number 4, if you're piggybacking.
All right, Susan and number
Kimberly,
4.
you are welcome. Thanks for hanging with us. If you're joining us late and don't have a number you can piggyback, we're on number 4 right now with Susan. You can piggyback on number 4, 5, 6, or 7. You don't have to tell us. Just do it.
So, Susan, this is when it gets spicy.
Oh
You
yes.
got a picture?
We got
So
some
here's the
peanuts.
strength card.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Right? So with this strength card, a little different from, the woman and the lion, but not really. There's this element of taming, of recognizing where you are strong, where you hold a sense of control. And this is just makes me feel like have fun. And you're Leo. Yes. This is kind of like have fun. This is not a good lighting. Have fun with the strength that you have. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to, just kind of shield it. Allow it to invigorate you. When you're using your strength and you're tiring yourself out or you're doing too much, that is when you need to kind of reconfigure things. Okay. But this is saying that, enjoy being in charge, as most Leos do, you know? Enjoy being in charge and just monitor your energy. Okay. Because when you don't have it, you don't have it. Okay. Um, and also with this person here that's kind of sitting in this chair, um, this can also be parts of you that you're needing to in some ways submit and just kind of quiet down. So looking at what needs to have a back seat right now so that I can be the strongest that I can be. Tie that down so that you can take over. Okay. So roar if
Harness it.
you're
Harness it.
ready. Harness it literally.
All right, and then Susan, from me, Six of Cups. And I would say, this is often about, melancholy, thinking to the past, relationships, emotions that are brought up from the past. I would say, really, and this is Scorpio energy, really think back to some of the things that I'm going to go with the bound part, or the part that may be bound up. Think of some of the times in the past where you might have not done things out of fear or shame or guilt, and really work on those with the true Leo coming out, that's in charge with the heels. Because I really feel like there would be some good emotional healing from the childhood parts that might still need a little love. And this is a great practice for anybody. Anytime you're just going along in your life and all of a sudden you have a memory of you that pops up, like usually under 10 years old, if you can, if it's safe, whatever, stop wherever you are and just pause, close your eyes, and just enter the scene of that younger you, and just talk to the younger you and just listen. And you, as an adult, been there, done that, you know what to say to that little one. And but that little one may also have some really cool advice for you too. And I've
Mhm.
had some real healing moments. It's kind of it's like a little regression, not a past life, but a current life regression, where you go back to that childhood and see, what's the little you needing right now, or what's the little you got to tell you. Like, don't forget, play, have fun,
Mm.
you know,
Yes.
dance, even if people are watching you. Take your pants off and run around the house. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
ever, I don't ever remember being able to get naked and run around the house. I just felt like my parents were too uptight. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But
Yeah.
we don't wear a
Yep.
lot of clothes around our house.
Listen, look, baby.
So Susan,
Man,
oh
it's
yes,
it's raw.
oh okay, gotcha, Susan. Yeah, yeah. So there could be some of that there. Well, there you
Hmm.
go. There you go. So, all right. Thank you, Susan. All right. Moving on to number fives, Stacy, and I'm piggybacking with you.
All right, Stacy and Mitchell. Okay, then we have the Queen of Candles, which is the
Oh, come
Queen of
on.
Wands.
Thank you.
This step into your fire energy. You know, your confidence. Know who you are. Don't be afraid to spark that, be that out in public. The snake that's wrapped around her, crossing all the good bits, is just talking about this element of transformation. You know, she has her crown on. She knows that she's a queen, and she acts as such, and she doesn't, sit down or wait for anybody to tell her that. You know, it's moving with this energy of, I know I'm the shit. And in doing so, my vibration is so high that I can be receptive. Sometimes all I have to do is show up and speak, and I get the things that I want and the things that I need.
Yeah.
I don't have to necessarily go out and do the heavy lifting for it, because it's going to come to me. So it's learning how to embody that energy of just confidence and just dynamic vibration, and just watch how things are attracted to you.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
Aries too. You said Queen of
Mm,
Wands, right? Yeah. So
yeah.
that's Aries. I love it. And hey, Polo. Polo's
Hey,
in the house.
Mom.
So, and then from me, Page of Swords. So,
Mm,
and this is from Spirit, because I literally just heard, don't forget what you've learned.
mm,
Don't forget what you have learned. Typically,
yep.
pages are younger energy. Pages can be about information, news. They could be students. They could be learning. Swords are mental logic thoughts. So this could be something you're learning. But don't forget what you've learned. Especially like, oh my gosh, I'm going to say it because I keep hearing from Spirit. Don't forget how you you learn to logically manipulate people. Um, and I don't feel this is devious or unethical for you to put this into practice, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is almost like, for me, this would be like a salesman. You know what? I know you need this, and I'm going to make sure that you buy it. But yeah, so again, I keep the same message. Don't forget what you've learned. And this is me too. So I keep having to remind myself, don't forget what you've learned. Put into practice all the stuff that you have learned, and you'll be just fine. And again, we got this young energy. So play a little too. Play a little with what you have learned. So, all right, Stacy. Hope that made some sense for you. We're going to Diana next, and V, all the number sixes.
Diana.
Dirty Diana. Yay, Stacy.
Woohoo! All right, Diana and myself, these sixes, and any sixes out there watching the replays. Let's see.
Any sexes?
The sexes.
Number six. Number six, everybody.
Ah, all right. I get so excited and so upset at the same time when I pull a Pips card. I'm just like, dang it. But so here we go again with this five of candles, which is the five of wands. And let me see if there's anything else coming up from this. Um, ooh, don't be afraid to create a little noise. Okay. Don't be fearful of switching some things up and kind of going against the grain. You know, if your energy is feeling it and you want to do something different than you've done before, go for it. Everybody might not be on board with that, but that's their problem and not yours. Okay. So switch some things up, do some different things, turn your fire on, turn your energy on, however that is expressed for you. But once again, it always comes back to this element of creating chaos in some way, but there is a break that is supposed to come from it. There's this element of liberation, you know, this freedom that comes on the other side of it. So do some different stuff. You know, whatever you're feeling, even if it's not your norm, step into it and see what it starts to bring for you. Okay.
And then from me, the Six of Cups again. So yeah, and like these, like okay, these two cards came up twice for us each. So let me tap in and see if there's anything. Oh yeah, so this is leave the past in the past. Let it go. You have we talked about it's almost the opposite. You've already done all the healing. There's no more healing that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is time to gallop forward, to move forward. This is a Six of Cups. This is a 6 year. This is a year, and that is balance, harmony. You know, coming together, just feeling that moderation. Um, but yeah, oh my gosh! And from spirit, I keep seeing like people and things and stuff popping back up from your past, and your immediate reaction is kind of like, oh, and then the next thing is no, no, I'm done with that. I'm done with you. This would be like I'd almost say no exes. Don't let any exes come back in. Don't be. If an old job calls you and offers you something that's almost like unimaginable, no, don't
Yep.
revisit the past. We are done with that. We're moving forward. And it's funny because I get a little bit of a vibe with what you're stepping into. V, you said you've been called to Ireland since you were like 10 years old, and I feel like that's a little bit of it. It's like you're going there to let go of stuff.
Yep.
So, and then for Diana, let go of stuff from the past that's been holding you back. Yeah, don't revisit it. So, all right, number six is in V.
I just want to say it's so interesting that you said that because I did some chrono mapping for myself and my past life visions, like I was in, I can't say that it was Ireland, but a very green place. There was a castle. I was out like young and playing on the grounds, and it I had on a gown, so it just reminded me of that. So when you're talking about that, leaving things there, I feel like there is some residue of something in me that needs to be transmuted or changed
Yeah,
while I'm on that land. So,
nice. Woo, beautiful. And Stacy said, I mirrored too because you all were 5 and 6, and in my mind, immediately numerology kicked in 11 or 2. Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
Your mind was moving so quick at that moment. Yeah. I love it. I love it. All right. So Cecilia and number sevens are next, and then we'll get to Courtney finally.
Cecilia. All right. Ooh, spicy time. All right. So, um, Cecilia, here we have the justice card. Not safe
Oh, oh my.
for work. So, we all know justice is about balance, right? So this is the balance, the give and the take, you know. I love this sword that's up there because we're talking about, you know, the truth and cutting through the BS. You know, anything that is feeling off balance, anything that you're holding on to. Anything that you're holding on to that needs to be released, cut that. You know, and I love that there's a crown down here as well. So this is remembering that you are always royalty. All right. But anything that is feeling heavy, anything that is not trying to work with you, it's time for you to tell yourself the truth about it to let it go. We're looking for complement at this point, the balance of things. Okay.
Mm,
If the scale is off, balance it out, get rid of, cut the fat, basically. Okay. But I think the biggest thing here is about you telling yourself the truth of what's really heavy instead of holding on to it and waiting for someone else to do that work. Okay. So,
and I have to ask you, turn it upside down. Is it? It's a great card to be reversed, isn't it?
mhm.
It's like, okay, which end you gonna be on? Woo! Leave.
So,
Cecilia said, "Leave me alone. No negativity for me." And Cecilia, from me, oh, the moon card. So we got a lot of nakedness here going on. So
yeah,
this could be really, really getting truthful and real with yourself. And of course, the moon is Pisces energy. The moon, we had just a new moon last Friday, April 1st.
mhm.
And this is can sometimes be a warning of don't get transfixed, don't get stuck on the moon because you never know what's sneaking up behind you. But I don't think that's a big deal. I think this is a time where you know who's watching you, you know what's going on around you. Your spidey senses are amazing right now. And you don't have to worry about what's behind you because you know when to turn, when to move and to shift. So really continue to trust your intuition, your psychic abilities. And really, I don't always say it, but I'd really say find some moon work and do some moon work. New moons are great times to plant seeds. Full moons are great time to
Yep.
release things. So every 14 days is basically a new moon, then a full moon.
Yep.
So yeah, well, cool, good, Cecilia.
What's up?
All right, Courtney, last one. Courtney, are you still there?
Courtney, Courtney, Courtney. It's funny. I have a one of my best friend's sisters. Her name is Courtney Thompson. and I,
Oh,
yeah.
so Courtney, are you still there? All right. Well, we're gonna read you anyway, and
Yep.
if you miss it, you can always come back and look.
All right. So this is for Courtney, the number 8. And here we have the Ace of Feathers,
Oh,
which is the Ace of Swords. And so this Ace of Feathers here is saying that um, there are new ideas that are starting to come to life for you, you know. And I like that this is a feather versus a sword because it makes me feel like more imaginative ideas and not necessarily very structured, um, cut to the chase. Even though we're talking about swords and feathers, I feel like this more is more imaginative and it feels like it's a quill, like she wants to write with it. And so this is talking about, I feel like manifestations, writing the plan of the things that you're wanting. Whatever ideas that are coming to you, allow them to have some light, allow them to have an element of possibility to them. Um, you know, um, I don't know, I feel like it's just changing your thinking from everything being so very hard edged to allowing some of this, feathers tickle and you laugh and there's some play within that. So this is just once again the lighter side of idea, imagination, creativity, allowing those things to create the plan or the idea going forward. And write it down. Once again, it looks like a quill. So write these things down.
I love it. I love it. And then from me, woo, 9 of Wands. Now is not the time to take a break. You got just a little bit more to go. So I know you're tired. I know the work is hard, but keep going. There's some more moon energy up there. And this is Sagittarius, energy, here. So yeah, so keep pushing forward. Again, I know you're tired. You got this. You got this. You got this. Be kind to yourself. Take set some boundaries and do what you have to. Things that you can allow to just drift by the wayside for a moment that aren't that important. Let them. Let them, and people will understand. And you don't even have to tell them why you're doing stuff. But yeah, so continue to stay focused because you got just a little bit more work to do. But yeah, it feels really, really good. Feels really, really good, like where you're headed. So
I want to add a little bit to that.
go for it.
Um, because that Nine of Wands is about perseverance and keeping going. So yes, keep going, but maybe there's a new way that you need to think about how
Ooh,
to keep going. If you,
yeah,
I mean, having once again, that serious, that hard edge, it's just like, oh my God, when am I ever going to be done? But allowing yourself some levity, some light, and thinking about things differently can help you to push through that final lap. So,
cool. Very nice. All right. Well, that was number 8 for Courtney. And yeah, thank you all for hanging with us tonight. It was a good
yeah.
night. So, V, you got anything going on while I do a little posting in the chat about upcoming events and stuff?
Right now things are just kind of on pause. Just because I'm getting ready to go out of town for a week and some change. But um readings are always open. My Sea Breeze, which is the virtual reading on Zoom, Old Fashioned is a phone reading if you guys are interested in that. Like I said, when I get back, I will be posting chrono mapping sessions, which is what I was talking about earlier, working through energy. Um, I am doing mm, the coaching that I am moving into is about pleasure and play, and working from the very vibrant, playful energy for change. You know, we've all had the dark night of the soul. We've all been in the stuck place, you know, and the hardness of healing. But I am choosing to go at it from a different perspective, go at it in a different way. So once again, these chrono mapping sessions are going to allow for us to get through those harder emotions, but using kind of play and excitement and pleasure to shift and create. So, yes, that is the T.
Woo! Beautiful. So I put the next live event, and you can click on that. You can add it to your calendar. Probably going to be just me live because V will be literally landing as we are in the middle of our session from her trip.
Mm-hmm.
I put my World Divination Association virtual class on animal communication and dream interpretation. I also put my numerology for everyday life from the Tarot Summer School. Those are all 3 classes that you can buy instantly and access. And then, listen, we always say one of the best ways you can support any content creator, which does mean us, is, share and like and just show up. But also, if you feel led, there's my virtual tip in Venmo, virtual tip in PayPal. But never feel pressure to do any of that. Like I said, you being here, you sharing, it's all right. So Paula says you better do it. She'll be landing, and we're already halfway through the show. If that's what you're referring to. Hey, Marty. Oh, Amy showed up. Hey,
Hey,
Amy.
Amy. Hey,
Hello, love.
Maddie. Um,
If anybody is going to Tide in Dallas, I will be there. That is the International Divination Expo or event. It's one of those put on by Soultopia. So some real cool headliners. I think I'm most excited about Matt Auren, and he's the witch
oh,
psychic.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Their last name. But I'm excited. Sasha Graham's going to be there, of course. I'm excited about that, and just a whole bunch of I think Jamie Alford is there. My conference wife, not my mistress. You're my mistress.
Yeah.
You're my
Keep
mistress.
it right. The
and
mistress. No.
and my conference twin is online here too, so I got to divide them all. But my conference wife, Beverly Frable, will be there, so I'm very excited about that event. Okay, Amy said event. So, the International Divination event. Yay! It's got a good lineup. So, but yeah. So thanks for hanging with. Hey, Robin. Hey.
Hey,
So
hey.
in Dallas, it's like 19th. I'm pulling it up real quick. 19, 20, okay, 20, 21, 22. So I arrived like on the 19th. So Courtney, are you in Dallas? Because I know you used to be really close here in Orlando to me. And if you're in Dallas, DM me. We'll chat. Oh, but thanks everybody for hanging out with us. V, have an amazing time. I hope.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Courtney, yeah, DM me. We'll chat. And if you can't make Dallas, you can Zoom. And then also, what's the one in Newt's Northwest Tarot Symposium? That's later in the year as well. So Yeah. Oh, good. You moved. Okay. Yeah. DM me. We'll chat. And then also, I'm going to take a selfish moment and just say, everybody, if you could hold up our little one Stefano in some beautiful, just offer his little soul some high vibration. He just got a urinary tract infection, and we just want to make sure he's good. He's
Hmm.
he's doing healthy. He's on a little medication for a while, and we're giving him some special food that dissolves crystals. But cats are very, very finicky people, beings. So, sometimes, I have to put medicine morning and night with a little tablet into his mouth and make sure he swallows it. But we've been very successful, and he and I have had some serious communications. I've done a lot of root and sacral work with
Hmm.
him and myself
Hmm.
and anybody in the household. Yeah, so yeah, just a beautiful little soul that I do feel in my heart. He's meant to be here and supposed to be around for a while. So yeah, his brother don't need no grounding. He's probably about 2 pounds heavier, and they're only like 8 and 10 pound cats. But Stefano is the one with the white feet, and like he always just floated around. So I think a lot of the root work and grounding is in sacral work. So,
Good.
but so I'm going to say, may the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in me see and recognize the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in you, which basically is translated or summed up in one word, and that's namaste.
And I like to say, namaste.
All right, you guys. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out
Love
with
you
us.
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. See
Love
you when I'm
y'all.
back.
All right. Bye.